Good evening, friends. This is Chris Cartaya. I'm just kicking back today. I'm drinking, I'm hanging out, and talking to some friends, and all of a sudden I get this message from a friend who basically had some concerns. And I wanted to make a video today that just kind of address something that is disturbing, none to say the least. Now, as you may know, may not know, the Nick has always been full of some level of drama. Many years back, it was, oh, this blaster can't possibly shoot 150 feet. You know, Boomtendo got all sorts of shit for being in Boomco rather than in Nerf. But to me, a toy blaster is a toy blaster, and I very much, support his development, as many people do. I'm not biased towards that or anything like that, because, hey, it's a toy blaster. Who knows? Maybe in the future, we may be shooting blasters at 40 caliber. You know what I'm saying? Or I've never looked down at a person for being any race or sexual orientation or anything like that, because to me, people are people, and quite frankly, I like diversified people because it makes things interesting. It makes life interesting. Now, of course, excuse me, little cognac went down the wrong way. I am from Southern California. So I am used to walking around down Hollywood Boulevard and meeting all sorts of people and cultures and lifestyles and people into so many hobbies and interests and art and creative things that, to me, I'm very broad-minded. I am very sophisticated, and I'm very open-minded toward people. So before I say this, I would really like you to understand where I'm coming from here. So he was basically addressing to me, as I often counsel people in the community. I'm not going to say who it is, but I can say that he was alarmed. He wanted to buy a certain kind of blaster. Now, this blaster, I'm not going to say who it is, what it is, but let's just say there's a commercial on here. Ah! Bye. I don't care about your RV park. No. Well, okay. So let's just say this. Let's just say that it's a blaster that is a hot topic right now. And it's a company that's getting a lot of shit. And there's two other companies, and they're all kind of fighting each other. And there's a lot of Facebook threads, Reddit threads, whatever. And it's to the point where my friend feels like, I can't buy this blaster, or I'm taking these people's side. Or I can't buy this blaster, I'm taking these people's side. Well, is it a cool blaster? Yeah, it's a great blaster. Oh yeah, that is a good blaster. Why don't you just buy it and say hell with it? You like the blaster. Well, then if I buy from this person, then, well, this is what I'm saying, F it all. And I'm like, you know what? Honestly, it's the blaster that decides. It's not the people behind it or anything. But you know what? What's happening right now? It is becoming the people behind it. And the reason I bring up the early days of the Nick, and I bring up, my own fights, my own personal fights, and other people's personal fights, that it used to be about claiming, range claiming, it used to be fighting about design, about price, everything else. Now it's about, let me just say the word, woke agenda. That's right. Woke agenda. And it is not that I'm against causes or anything else, but I just don't think that it has anything to do with how good your product is, how good your blaster is, how good whatever have you. I mean, I could buy one piece, and I bought a 3D printed piece. Very rarely I buy a 3D printed piece. And so I could say, well, I actually made files very similar to that. Well, it wasn't the same design, and I like you very much, just like everybody else. But I like this guy's designs. He did really cool. He actually made a really good sniper blaster, which was really cool. Also, very interesting. I hope we see more of that. But at any rate, man, always something. So if you buy from this person, you're going to piss this person off. You buy from that person, it's that person off. This person's working with this person and supporting that person. It's like, I'm glad that I do my own modding for the most part. I am not supporting, loving, hating anybody. I am not getting in anybody's agenda. I don't have to worry about, hey, if I buy this part from this person who's fighting with this person that these people are now going to hate me. Because bandwagon has taken a whole nother form of level in the Nick now. Now, bandwagon, of course, what I'm talking about is when people do one thing. Let's say, for example, what's going on with those knockoff woozies and the geckos in China. Everybody can agree, okay, that's bullshit. I've even tried to talk to them in an email, maybe saw that in Death by Nerf Blaster. And you know what? It's like, they just live in another culture, they don't get it. Okay, I understand, but we're not going to accept it. You want to live your culture, and your culture is that you can just steal everyone's design, injection mold it, and everything else. When gel blaster business is going bad, or when China puts oppressive laws on gel blasters, which actually, I do feel for you there. I do. And this is why I tried to come full circle and try to talk to them. But no, and that was something that everyone can agree with. But you're not going to have everyone agree with you at all times. I mean, if everybody likes you, you're doing something wrong. I got to be honest with you. You are. If you're a creator and everybody likes you, you're doing something wrong. You are. But what you have is these people don't like these people because this happened at this war. And these people don't like these people because of this thing and all this stuff. And somebody can come into this as a newbie. And all of a sudden, hey, did I ever get mad at anybody for buying a jet blaster? Let me ask that question. Did I ever get mad at anybody for buying CETA? No. Oh, you shouldn't buy a CETA because of this happened to Chris. No, I never said that. I would never say that. You know what I mean? I focus my direction towards, hey, we had this deal. Hey, this guy's not credible. Hey, this guy blew it. Okay? Not towards the blaster or the product itself. As a matter of fact, without a stock at the moment, I actually have one of these blasters my friend donated. It's fine. It's a good design. It's actually a decent design. I judged it on the merits of the design. Do I think it's weak in terms of the bolt sled? And do I think they're better designs? Yes, but I was able to throw a 12-inch barrel on it, and now I got my under 200 foot per second blaster that I need for under 200 foot per second wars. That I don't have to re-spring or redesign anything to use, and it fulfilled its purpose. My friend Sean Cox gave me that, and I thank him for doing that. And you know what? You never heard me say that. But this day and age, someone gets fired from a company, they'll do that. They'll say, oh, you're not my friend if you buy these blasters. Oh, it's just like, no. And I saw that a little bit too with other things and other people in the past. But now it's gotten to a level where you literally have to know the inner workings of the Nick and everybody involved to have a really good thing. Boy, they are spamming the crap out of this damn background video, aren't they? So I think I'll just rip the video. The heck with this. Okay. But you see what I'm saying? To know how to buy a blaster. Otherwise, the users now, the people who buy them, the customers, they get shit for it. And that was this guy's concern. God, am I built? First off, I thought, God, am I glad I built this stuff. But second, no, a blaster should be justified by its own merits. And the other thing is, don't take it out on the customer. If they decide to buy from you, to buy a skinny breech rather than this person, or to buy a blaster from this person rather than this person, don't take it out on the customer. Okay, and if you really think they're misinformed, like an issue like what's happening with the Gecko and the Lynx, and this one company in China, injection molding them, educate them and be nice about it. Don't give them shit for it, for buying it. See, some of these people, they just don't know. And the other thing is that whatever fighting you're having, may it be about royalties, because it's a whole new world with 3D printing and royalties, and it's not quite settled yet, and the issues with the account management stuff and everything else, and the whole kind of baby facing and bandwagoning that's being done on Facebook. There's way too much. Okay, it's this whole thing now where this guy makes this deal, then this guy doesn't give him this, and then it's unfair and everything else, and nothing is really set in stone. And we're not talking about $1 million deals here. We're talking about maybe $5 a blaster, $10 a blaster. Maybe they make 100 or 200 of them, or 500 of them. Who knows? And it turns into this big issue. And I really think that in itself needs its own system of play, where we have in this community this set of agreements of how things are done, and there it is. Now, I'd like to mention one more thing. Someone who's been I've been talking to online lately, a fellow blaster creator. I guess this is a good chance to bring it up because it's a lot of the same issues. This guy had a really good idea on how to settle the injection molded blasters, the geckos and the lynxes and what have you, the woozies. This company in China doing all these blasters and injection molding them. And he had this other idea of maybe making it so that designs were harder to steal and that people would have a little more of a community. Well, this guy designed springers, makes springers. He talked to me too on here, and I told him, this is a really great idea, you should do it. No, they'll just think I'm biased because I'm a manufacturer. No, bring it up. I'm not going to say who it is, it's going to be up to him to bring it up. Bring it up. It's a great idea. It doesn't matter if you make grenades or guns or Nerf guns or paintball blasters or whatever the shit. A good idea is a good idea, and he won't bring it up. You want to know why? Same thing. He's worried about the biasness, the agenda involved that has become this social community. And this one guy who wanted to buy this blast, said, dude, I just F it all. I don't even want to be in it. I'm like, dude. There's been drama in the Nick since time was time, and we just live. I just chill out, drink a glass of cognac, and hang, okay? And he said, dude, you should do a video about this. I said, all right. I'll think about doing it tomorrow when I have some free time. But then I started to get the formulation of this in my head, and as you know, I ad-lib all my videos. So, and it's done from my own knowledge, from my own heart, and everything else. I think that life too rehearsed is not genuine, and that's another reason why I ad-lib a lot of videos. Well, a lot of reason my videos have a lot of this kind of Ed Wood quality to it. And I feel like over-rehearsed, overproduced, it loses the meaning and point. This is my style of doing YouTube. The other style is I act like a crazy lunatic, which is really cool. But, and if you hang around long enough, I'm going to shoot myself in my hand with a Mark 13. In the hand. This way, in the hand. So, just stay tuned if you are bored already. And, you know, and now we're getting to another thing. It's not just blasters or friends or who made what or designs or proprietary, what have you. And, you know, getting mad at the customer for buying this, rather than that. Let the customer make his own mind without the pressure. It's also ideas now. It's ideas. Oh, I don't want to bring up this idea because I'm not a guy who 3D prints and I don't want this. I'm like, no, dude. It's a good idea. It's a really great idea. I told him it needs a little fleshing out and a little feedback from the community, but I think an idea that that manufacturers of blasters don't just give their STLs to people, they actually work on it. By the way, not my idea, a friend's idea. And they work on it. That is a good thing, but he's afraid to because of who he is. Don't be afraid, dude. You've been around this community where I have, everything else. Yeah. Well, anyway, this is really saddening to me, you know. Also, the fact that they tore down the Riviera Hotel. Whoever thought they were going to tear down the Riviera, right? Yeah. Sadness, ain't it? And I just wanted to put in my 2 cents on how I feel. And I am not in the middle of this conflict between these companies about the proprietary designs. I am not for or against anybody. I accept all people. I'm pretty much a cool cat. I just really disheartened me today to get that message that, you know, this guy actually was thinking about leaving or not buying this blaster that he wanted to get because, you know, there's friends of his that are going to give him shit for it. Dude, first off, if someone's going to give you shit about the blaster you're going to have, and I'm saying this to you personally, they're not your friends. They should trust your judgment. Okay? I mean, I like Ferraris, for example. Ferrari and Lamborghini have had a rivalry since Enzo said, I'm not going to take advice from a tractor guy. And that guy who bought a 330 GTS from Enzo, who had a tractor, said, I could fit a 12-cylinder in a car. Why don't I make a 350 GT? Yeah. And that started there. Somebody comes in, they got a Lamborghini. I'm not going to sit there and say, well, you know what? You're not my friend anymore. You're driving a Lamborghini SVO. No. I'm driving an 812 Superfast or SS90 Stradale or a LaFerrari. No, I respect you. I say the same thing about somebody who has a Dodge Viper or a Hellcat or something else and says, well, you know, they're spending all this money on this car and everything else. You know what, but if you appreciate it that much, and you want to spend $400,000 on a front-engine 12-cylinder and pay $900 in insurance a month and $7,000 in maintenance a month, which I know one of my friends is in the market of doing right now. He had to look into how much does it cost to own an 812 Superfast, and I actually helped him. Shop for car, sadly got sold. That's who I was talking to before that. Sadly got sold. It was all the way in Connecticut, and it was a really unique blue color. But we were talking about this, some other cars that were in the area, including the silver one, but Beverly Hills. But it's you know, whatever. Anyway, you know, if you're a car person, you love cars, and you love diversity in cars, and you love the philosophy. You don't care if someone has a Dodge or a Lamborghini or a Mustang or a GT Shelby. You don't care. It's not about that. It's about the road, and if you care, you got to go driving around more. And I say the same thing for anybody else. If you care about this bullshit more than you care about Nerf, going to meets, having fun, then you need to go out and play more. And you need to go out and play. But right now, we're in COVID, and there are some games going on, but mostly not. And the people who are not are doing it because they're on the cautious side like I am, which I encourage. But if you go out and play, hey, it's your life, go ahead. But there's a lot of just pent up frustration, and I think that's adding it too. So until next time, this is Chris Cartaya saying, don't you go changing, or I'm going to shoot myself in the hand with a Mark 13. We haven't gone changing, so, but let me just by example to show you what I'm going to do. Ah! Ah! Gah! Ow, that hurt. Gah! Yeah, I did it. Oh, the things I do for my crowd. So I mean what I say and say what I mean. Take care. Toodles. Ah, yeah, look at that. Oh, my gosh. Right in the hand. That's going to swell up even more. I just shot myself. You guys see that, right? Oh. It's my gimmick. What can I say? I'm a madman.